Hello YouTube, this is a video on Epiphone guitars, as in, are all guitars created equal? So, I've got two Epiphones here. The red one, Betsy, and the brown counterpart, Brown Eyes. They are both Chinese-made Epiphone G400 guitars. Both have been modded with different pickups. Betsy here has different CTS pots and orange drop caps, same as a Gibson would have. They've both got Grover tuners. This has got these stock pots, although I did replace the caps, as you will see way back on my channel. I put some nice orange drop in there. Yeah, and it's got iron gear pickups, sorry. So, these two were created in the same way, in the same country, by the same company. I would hazard a guess, maybe even at the same factory, but they would have been made to the same spec. So, we're not going to be focusing on the electronics here because they would have been the same stock, but they've long since gone. I've got rid of all that stuff. So, are these the same? How are they different if they are different? I would say that, as I've had both these guitars for a long time now, I've had Betsy for about 2-3 years, and I've had this roughly a year now, before I started the channel, around that time. I'd say I've spent a long time with them, and this guitar, the broken neck guitar that I got, I traded an old wireless unit that I was never really going to use, and a few extra quid on top for. So this broken neck piece of shit is a better guitar than this near mint condition Epiphone, straight from the factory, that I've only ever gigged once, and it ain't got a scratch on it apart from under the truss cover. I had to file it away so I could get the Allen. I could get an Allen key in there because I don't know why they overturned it in the factory. But point is, it came. It's absolutely mint apart from that, and I don't know what it is. It's actually got a nice flame in the neck, so you could even argue it's a better piece of wood. I don't know if it picked you. Didn't pick that up. And this is just plain, but I don't know what it is. But the brown one just resonates better, louder, for longer, and more of a rich tone to the wood. And if you say that wood does make a difference, then I can't help you. I mean, this video isn't for you, mate. You go on, buy an Epiphone for 100 quid, put some Duncans in it, and say it's a Gibson. Go on. Okay, so these two should be the same. They're both mahogany neck, mahogany body, same spec, etc. Plastic nuts, all that. But acoustically, from stock, this one is a hell of a lot louder than this one's ever been. Now, I did buy a roller bridge and a nice tailpiece to put on this, and I put them on, and it didn't really help. It helped to sustain a bit, but it still feels dull when you strum somehow. It's really bizarre. It's something, unless you've experienced it, you can't put your finger on, because you can't hear it through the amp. But there's a lack of attack there. It just feels subdued, and the note goes on for a long time, but may do. But there's no bite, there's no oomph, there's no crunch, there's no immediacy, no presence. But this one is incredibly resonant, and it's amazing. It feels like an extension of your body when you play it. This one, less so much. Now, Paul Reed Smith did a very good video that you'll probably find on YouTube by just googling it. It's him holding up different pieces of wood, some for necks, some for bodies, and he's tapping them, and he's explaining how you can match up different pieces of wood that resonate sympathetically to each other, so the guitar resonates loudly and it sings as one unit rather than trying to resonate at different frequencies, and that can impede the sustain of the guitar. Now, of course, when you get to PRS making your guitars, it's quite easy to get a guitar that's that good, because you can match them up. They've got the time to do it, and they've got time is money. You're paying for it. With guitars in this price range, I think they're about £230 new, something like that. It keeps jumping about. It's about that. In this price range, you're not going to get a guitar that's had that much attention to detail paid to it. That's just the law of economics. It's not going to happen. So it's more potluck whether you find a really good one or a not so good one or a rubbish one. So you've really got to cherry pick, in my experience, when it comes to these. Now, I have a friend of mine has a Korean Epiphone, Korean one of these. It's a gloss finish, not a worn finish, but it should be pretty much the same spec. Mahogany neck, mahogany body. It doesn't have Grover tuners. It's got some cheap no-name tuners that aren't really very good, to be honest. Plastic nut, cheaper phone hardware, and I've heard a lot of people say that the newer hardware, I'll put the old back on, I've heard the new hardware is better than the old stuff slightly, but even if they're the same, say they're the same, his guitar sings louder and for longer, and it feels like an extension of your body. It resonates fantastically, and it's just better than this. I don't know, I can't really explain why that is. I'm hazarding a guess that it's got to be the wood. It's got to be something in the magic, something there, something that you can't swap out or upgrade. It is what it is. So, to illustrate my point, I'm going to play both these guitars just acoustically. I'm just going to run through a few chords, and you can see for yourself, make a decision for yourself whether you can hear a difference, whether you can't hear a difference. But my advice would be, if you're going to buy a guitar, especially if you're looking to buy a mid-range or lower-end guitar like an Epiphone, I would say definitely go and cherry-pick one. In fact, you could say that goes even further for Gibson, because I know they've had a few problems recently. But once you find a really good version of whatever guitar you buy, you're going to be really happy. It doesn't matter how cheap or expensive it is. If you find a guitar that's built right and resonates, there's no greater feeling in the world. So, without further ado, here's some quick chords with these guitars. So I don't know how much that came through on the camera, and I'm afraid they're in different tunings at the moment, because I was just put the old bridge, back on Betsy, so I haven't quite tuned it up to the same pitch as this yet, sorry. But I think you get the point. This guitar has something about it that makes it sing better and louder than Betsy, and I don't really know how to explain that, other than not all guitars are created equal. Some of them have better woods construction, I don't know, something, the extra thing that makes them do the thing, and some of them don't. So, as much as this is a good guitar, and I'm not saying it's not a good guitar, I'm not saying it's a bad guitar or a terrible guitar, I'm going to have to sell it. Because, frankly, I can't look at it, because every time I want to pick this up, this one goes, "What are you doing?" And this one's just better. It's just out and out better. So, not all guitars that are supposedly the same are created equal. I hope this helps. Leave any questions in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. Thanks for watching.